Shalom, shalom. Shalom. I want to start off, of course, giving all honor and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, or HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of great millstone who will well teach on the sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude, men, women, and children of the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Brother Chadash Wabakar coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, Lord willing, edifying. Really just a quick hit in the news, prophecy update, various topics, whatever you want to call it. All right. I'm going to show this quick video.
What comes to your mind when I mention West Asia? Conflict, regional rivalries maybe? Today, we are focusing on another issue that is plaguing West Asia, and that's climate change. Millions in Syria and Iraq are facing water shortages as the region's longest river, the Euphrates, dries up. Israel and Jordan have been engaging in drought diplomacy over scarce water resources, while Kuwait is converting the world's largest tire dump into a city. The Euphrates has been the cradle of civilization in West Asia. The river has been the lifeline for millions in Iraq and Syria for thousands of years. But now it has sunk to a historic low, sparking the region's worst water crisis in years. Our next report tells you more.
The mighty Euphrates River used to near Khaled al-Hamis's farm. But now the river is only visible from a distance. The crops have been destroyed due to the lack of irrigation. Even worse, the farmer's family has been left without drinking water.
We are completely deprived of drinking water. The women have to walk 7 kilometers just to get a bucket of water for their children to drink.
Al-Hamis is among millions of Syrians who depend on West Asia's longest river, Euphrates. Water levels in the river have hit record lows. Neighboring Iraq has also been affected. Both Iraq and Syria have been dry countries. Despite this, the current drought is unprecedented. Rainfall has declined by 70%. Environmentalists are calling it the region's worst water crisis in years.
12 million people in Syria and Iraq are struggling with this, the worst water crisis in years that we have seen. So especially this is, the water table is at its lowest, 70% less rainfall. And this has really wide ramifications for health. It has wide ramifications because drinking water isn't safe.
The issue is not limited to drinking water shortage. Critical facilities like hospitals are at risk of facing power outages. This, as the drought is threatening to bring hydroelectric power plants to a halt.
Power shortages affect people's lives and forces them to use fuel oil. In addition, in the summer when it's hot, people need more electricity. With pumping stations and power generation stations out of service, hundreds of thousands of hectares of agricultural lands are affected, as well as the vegetable, maize, and cotton seasons.
And activists warn that the situation is likely to worsen due to a lack of water resource management in the war-torn countries. Bureau Report, WION, Wild is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.
Yeah, so we have the Euphrates River drying up. Matter of fact, we can start with that in Revelations. Revelation 16 and 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. You see, so The Lord YAHWASHI is preparing war against the nations. Okay, because YAHWASHI is a man of war. Okay, and things must get done how it must get done, because why? YAHWASHI sanctioned it. Okay. Exodus what was I about to get? Exodus 15:3. It says the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So YAHWASHI is a man of war, and Yahweh is his name. He exists. And not only is the Father a man of war, his son is too. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon 18. This is Wisdom of Solomon 18. And I'm gonna start at 15. Thy almighty word leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne. Who's the almighty word? YAHWASHI. He leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction, and brought thy unfeigned commandment as a sharp sword, and standing up filled all things with death, and touched the heaven. And it touched the heaven, but it stood upon the earth. Right. So the Lord is coming to do what he's done before with the old ancient Egypt. He's coming to do the exact same thing, but in a greater fashion, to the point that, like the scriptures say, this deliverance is going to be at a higher magnitude, to the point we're not even going to talk about the first deliverance. Okay. But the Lord, again, Revelation 16:12, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. Okay. And the water thereof was dried up. The Lord is making war with the nations, man. Okay. So they can go on dry ground.
But now the river is only visible from a distance.
Right. So that the land can be prepared. He's prepping the land for war. Okay. It's like, yeah. And the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Right. The kings of the east is gonna well, all nations is pointing them ICBM missiles at America right now, man. You know, because the scriptures say, let the weak say I am strong. This is Joel 3:10. Matter of fact, let me start 9. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Right, these are farming tools that's used for weapons now. Let the weak say I am strong. Right, because at first the nations were at a docile state. You know, they were at a state of standstill. But now they're going to take those same working instruments and they're going to transform them into something of war. Spears and hooks. Spears and swords. It's like it. You know, what's made to kill someone or to bring havoc on someone. Let the weak say I'm strong. So now they're strong. You see, and the Lord, when you go to 2nd Esdras, and that's the Most High doing this, man. This is the Most High. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Let's go. Let's go to verse 29. 2nd Esdras 15:29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, should go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Right. So the Lord, basically what he's saying is that he's stirring up these ancient spirits. You got the Germans going into that Soviet spirit. You know, you got the Iranians going back into their warlike mindset. You know, that's the Most High stirring these spirits back up. You got Jacob, you know, you got Yasha going back into their mindset, you know, what the elect. So YAHWASHI is raising war on the nations, man. Shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians. It says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, right? So they're remembering their ways. Okay, they're remembering that they once, you know, fought in battles and won wars and, you know, did different things and defended their character. You know, because Esau, he raped, robbed, and murdered the whole land. I'm talking about the land, I say the world, Arataza, Arataza, which is the earth. He raped, robbed, robbed, and murdered. Matter of fact, let's just grab that real quick. We're gonna come back to verse 31. Just give you an example of the beast, or the example of this the one who's in power. This First Maccabees 1. And let's go straight to the point. First Maccabees 1 and 2, and made many 1. And it happened that after Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, and smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, right? That, and you can find this in Daniel 8, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, right? Alexander the Freakish is talking about, and made many wars and many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth. You see, because at first, now that's why the weak saying they're strong, like we brought out in Joel 3. It says, Joel 3 and 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay, it says that many, this is First Maccabees 1 and 2. It says, and many, it made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Okay, so this is what they did, and this is how they, you know, through the ways of warfare, this is how they conquered, and their kingdom emerged. It says, well, obviously through the spirit and power of Yahawah, it says, and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Right. So it says, and finish this out. It says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Right. And that's what you see here today. Okay. That's what you see here today. You have this man that's in rulership who put himself over the whole earth. Okay. And now the Most High has done that so that this man, let me see, Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, and not where and who is he? So the Lord has given the earth over to the wicked so that things can manifest itself at its peak. You see, so the Most High don't move without a cause. He don't move unless it makes sense. Okay, it has to make sense for the Most High to bring such a judgment onto the world like he's about to bring. Okay, so the Most High is making war. He's raging war against Amalek. He's raging war against Idumea. Okay. He's man, what is that? Psalms 137. Let me see real quick. He's raging war against Idumea, the daughter of Babylon. Yeah, this is Psalms 137. And 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Right. So when we will pray in the past, we will always pray to the Father for him to remember the children of Edom and what he did to Jerusalem. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, meaning destroy it, even to the foundations thereof. O daughter of Babylon, right? So Edom is known as the daughter of Babylon. Same thing you link up with Isaiah 47 and so forth. Who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. You know, so when you look at these prophecies, it says now that this is you know, this has been happening for some time, but now this is recent news. This came out September 6, 2021, that the Euphrates is drying up, which is why we brought out Revelation 16. All right, why? Because the ways of the kings of the east is being prepared. So we're going back into the second why was that at Wisdom of Solomon? No, it's like second Esdras 15. It says, let's go back to 31. The Lord is putting the ancient spirits and back into these people to be risen up to, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill prophecies. Is it, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. Right. So that's the point. They're remembering their nature. You know, so the Most High is stirring them up. This is Joel chapter 3 and 10 again. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So now the weak is saying they're strong. Now you got Iran, and China, and all these different countries. Okay, even the Elamites. Okay, the East Indians. Okay, you have all the nations, man, saying that now they're raging up. North Korea? How many sanctions had the U.S. put on these countries, and they still rise up with their nuclear weapons? Okay, they ignore the sanctions, they ignore the policies and rules and regulations that each try to set up over them. Because why? The weak saying I'm strong now? Because the Lord is about to bring judgment to America. That great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. It says, let the heathen be wakened. See, now they're awakened. So the Lord has wakened them up, man. He's awakened the nations and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Says, but it really says Yahawah, which means the land of judgment. Okay, Yahawah.
Strong's H 3092. Yehoshaphat.
Yahawah. Okay, Yahweh's judgment. It says, where we gonna go? Let's go to the Strongs. Damn, where is that? Slocky? I'm just rushing through it. Yeah, here we go. Symbolic name of valley near Jerusalem, which is the place of ultimate judgment, right? The land of judgment. Yahawah. So there, the Lord will, and the war is going to be fought. America's going to be completely obliterated and annihilated. Whatever word you want to put there. And the land also linking with Israel. Israel has to be purged too. The war is going to be fought there. It's going to be all over the world, but the whole world is not going to burn up. It's just the main two places is Israel and America. That's why they're linked and tied to each other as they are. Okay, so that's what the Lord is going to do, bring judgment unto Israel, unto America, man, the daughter of Babylon. It says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahawah, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Right, this hasn't happened yet. Okay, this is a future prophecy. That's why the Lord is drying up the Euphrates, so that war can happen over there. This is future prophecy, man. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, Yahawah. For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. This day has not happened yet. Unlike Pretty Ricky talking about we in the kingdom of heaven. Look at this guy. I have no idea what's going on. This man literally said we were in the kingdom of heaven, man. It's on video. It says multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon should be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Now that's literally in terms of like the smoke and the debris in the air from the nuclear warheads hitting home. I did a video called Plan. It was called Plan A. Somebody put it together. It was called Plan A on the channel, and it was a war game dealing with Russia and America. And America got destroyed, man. They got destroyed, man. It says, and that's from the nuclear warheads. Okay. And the sun and the moon are representing the knowledge and understanding in this place. Okay. The wittiness, if you will, in this place is going to be darkened. People are going to become dumb. They're not going to know what's happening. They're not going to know what's going on, who to run to, who to call upon. Right. That's why the Lord said this in 2 Esdras 5. Like I said, I'm just breezing through all of this. This 2 Esdras 5. Let's go straight to the point. Well, let's go straight to the. Let's start at 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens mean signs. Behold, the days shall come that which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the weight of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Let's jump down. It says, 9, and the salt water should be found in the sweet, meaning confusion, right? Salt water and sweet water. I mean, salt water don't mix with other things. And all friends shall destroy one another, right? And then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber. That's the point. Wit, it means understanding. Okay. Now it's going to withdraw itself, meaning the Lord is going to make the tongues cleave to the roof of our mouths, where we can't give out the knowledge that that they're seeking for anymore. Okay, so it's going to go into a secret chamber. So when these things come to pass, when the sun and the moon shall be dark and the stars shall withdraw their shining, nobody's going to know what the hell is going on, man. So they're going to what? And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and countenancy be multiplied on earth, lack of control. So just because the truth is going to not be there for them to find, so they're going to go even crazier. Just because the prophets are here and prophesying, doing what they've always done, it's even though it's no control in this kingdom, even though it's unbalanced in its wickedness, there's still some type of it's still a rope there for the nations to grab. Okay, once the Lord completely take the prophets off the street and hide them for judgment to come upon this place, there's no hope. The rope has slipped through their hands, because they have that edge. They live life on the edge, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But once the prophets is completely gone, there's nothing for you to uphold your foot to. So therefore you're completely on the other side, man. One land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that make of a man righteous going through thee? And it shall say, no. Joel chapter 2 and 1, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, and for the day of Yahawah coming, for it is nigh at hand. Right, the day of the Lord has not came yet. The ultimate day of the Lord. Okay, the ultimate day of the Lord. Because you had instances in the past where it was great judgment, but the day of judgment hasn't came yet. This is a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. See, people hear us read these scriptures and they say they happened already. What I'm saying? They try to apply it, but they don't understand the spiritual aspect of it. They don't understand. So what's the reason why you still read it? What's the reason why you still behold to the ways of the world, of the book? Because they still apply today. And we apply everything we read today, Romans 15 and 4. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall, see, the Lord says, never been anything like this. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So this is a future prophecy. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. It's talking about the ICBM missiles. These are not talking about people. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in a battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness, meaning confusion, and literal blackness from the debris. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Right, because they're aimed at a specific target, and they're going to hit that target. The nuclear ICBM missiles are created. They're heavenly instruments. They're Most High's army. This is the same power and the same force and flame that he brought to Sodom and Gomorrah. They still cannot find anything as hot as the debris that still exists today. They cannot match anything to it. That's why they say it came from the heavens. Because it did. This is the same weapon the Lord just had man created here on earth. He put the knowledge in the Smith, the modern day Smith, which is these scientists, okay, and these ones who create these missiles. He put the knowledge in them to create these things, to judge themselves, to destroy themselves. These shall one through us another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter into the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, right? It's going to be that great earthquake the scriptures talk about. The heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Again, that understanding, okay? And literally, it's going to be so dark and so much clouds of smoke, you're not going to be able to see the sun or the moon. It's going to be blocked out. You know, if it's a cloudy day, the sun is still there, but it's dark outside. The sun is still there, but the clouds block the sun. And Rawchaa shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. The Lord is doing this. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now said the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. Right? So that's the point. So the Lord is about to bring great judgment, and he's about to bring the mighty men, which is these nations, and he's about to bring them to war, man. He's about to bring them to war. You know? Let's close out with two more. Ezekiel 38. 4. It says, and I will turn thee back. Right, again, returning them back to them ancient spirits. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all the company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Yeah, so the Lord is gathering the nations together and putting the ancient spirits and back to their remembrance, because Israel had to be remembered first. Israel had to come into their remembrance first, so that their remembrance can be stored back into them. Okay, because the Lord is declaring war against the nations, man. Same thing you can read in 2 Ezra 13 and many other places. He's preparing war against the nations. They're about to literally try to fight the Most High, man. You know how Christians going to church and they talking about it was a war in heaven? It's never been a war in heaven, man. You think the Lord in the place you think in the place where the Lord dwells, he's having war? You crazy, man. That war in heaven is about to happen now. The heavens being in this rulership, this kingdom, man. Isaiah 14, the Lord said, it says, I beheld Satan fall from heaven as lightning. His rulership is coming down fast, man. You know? So that's what the Lord is going into. Damn, my phone is blowing up. It's like, yeah. Ezekiel, since we're in Ezekiel, let's get that in Ezekiel 29 and 4. It says, but I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy... Start at 3. Speak and say, thus said the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Right, this is modern day Egypt. They show you that on the back of your dollar bill. They show you that with the obelisk downtown, and you know they monuments. This is also Rome, right? This is the Roman Empire revived. This is Babylon the Great, Babel. Okay, they show you this. They show you what all over everything, man. This is all the ancient kingdoms brought up into one. The great dragon that lieth in the midst of his rivers, which have said, my river is my own, and I have made it for myself. Right? He create these dams, and he do these different things to play God. 2 Thessalonians. But I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy rivers to stick unto thy scales. And the Lord is bringing the mirth down. He's bringing the prosperity. He's taking the prosperity out of your kingdom. And I will bring thee up out of the midst of thy rivers, and all thy fish of thy rivers shall stick unto thy scales. And I will leave thee thrown into the wilderness, thee and all the fish of thy rivers. Right, you're going to be in a state of confusion. Isaiah 47. Thou shalt fall upon the open fields, thou shalt not be brought together, nor gathered. I have given thee for meat to the beasts of the field and to the fowls of heaven. Right, and the Lord, that's on another level, the beasts, all the other nations, man. The Lord has given this low beast unto the other beasts of the nation, of the field, which is these nations, to devour thee, man. Isaiah 13, Isaiah 19, right? I should go into Isaiah 13, but for the sake of time, You know what I'm saying? You go into yourself. And all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord. So this is how the Most High is making his name known, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel. You see? So the Most High is not playing, man. He's not skipping around, you know, in daisy and tulips, and he's not coming to dance with you, man. He's coming to make war. He's declaring war on you people, man, and you know that. That's why when you read Revelations 12 and 12, it tell you that he know that he have a short time. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction, death, to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. You see? So he know he had a short time. He ain't got no time to dibble and that. He ain't got no time to play around, man. So he's going to make haste to bring persecution upon the saints. You know? This is the time we living in. It's Matthew 24. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, because he know he have a short time. You see? It says, let's jump down. Immediately, 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. Right? These satellites, these different things they have in the sky, those are the stars of heaven. Okay? That's how he monitor you, with these cameras and different things. All right, and his knowledge and understanding that he has set up for himself is going to fall, man. And it is falling already. You know? And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken by them ICBM missiles that we brought out on Joel 2 and 3. And then shall appear the sign of Son of Man. These things happen. This must happen first before the Lord comes back in heaven. And then and this is the little waters in the sky. And then shall the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and glory. This is the chariots. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Right? This is a future prophecy. These are things to come. You go into 2nd Ezra 13, as I quoted. This is the war. Matter of fact, we could close with that. We close with 2nd Ezra 13, because the Lord is declaring war on the nations, which is why I played this video, because he's drawing he's drawing the Euphrates River up so the nations can fight against each other, and then he's gonna bring you know his side of it, which all of it is his side. You understand?
But now the river is only visible from a distance. The crops have been destroyed due to the lack of irrigation. Even worse, the farmers' famine.
It says, mighty Euphrates River is drying up. 70% decline in rainfall. The Most High is doing this, man. Why? Because he's preparing the ways of the east, the kings of the east, to rain havoc on this place. 2nd Ezra 13, we're going to just breeze through this 13 and 1. Matter of fact, before I start at 1, we're going to jump down. And hold up real quick. Let's jump down right here. Let's start at 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. Right? Everybody fighting, man. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son to be declared, whom thou sawest a man ascending. Right, we're going to get the understanding when we go up. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall their own land leave the battle they have one against another. So the Most High is declaring war on you. He's going to have you destroy yourself, keep destroying yourself, and then when he makes his appearance, he's going to have you turn to fight him. Ain't this what Ronald Reagan said? I believe that was Ronald Reagan in his speech. He said that's why he demonized the chariots. He make it seem like it's some demon flying in the air, man. He put in all his movie, he mocked the angels of the Lord, man. So what did Ronald Reagan say? He said, I brought this out many times in a video clip. I believe it was Ronald Reagan. He said if they was ever at war, he quoted this scripture. He said if they were ever at war, no matter who they were fighting, if some being came out the sky, they would stop fighting each other and they would make war against the being that's coming out the sky, roughly paraphrasing. That's exactly what he said. Like I said, roughly paraphrasing. So the Most High is raging war against you, man. He don't give a damn about you, Esau, man. No matter how many you saw it carefully with tears, no matter how many times you seek the Most High and you try to be near unto him. The scripture say in Sirach 34 that he's not pacified by the sacrifice and the offerings of the wicked. You know, your offering is ridiculous. Same thing you did when you were Cain. You get your offering was ridiculous. It said, I showed you before. It says, and an innumerable multitude should be gathered together as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount of Zion. Talking about Yahawashi. Verse 1, 13 and 1, 2 Ezra 13 and 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof, the chariot. And I behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Same thing you read with Daniel 12 and Matthew 24. It says that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he returned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. You see how it was shy, man. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth fell up when it fell of the fire. And after this, the Lord said, I'm gonna just keep going. After this, I behold, and lo, there was gathered, because the Lord said he's coming to bring fire upon the earth, that lake of fire. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was a great gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Right? We already know they're at battle. But then they're going to try to subdue Yahawashi. That's why I started down and not jumped up. Behold, lo, he have graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, that chariot. Okay, so big. It's like, man, I can't wait. But I would have seen a region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid. Yes, they're fight, because the Lord declared the war against you. He put it in you to fight him, even though you were afraid. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Right, the prince of princes. The same thing you read, Daniel 8 and 24. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. Those Wisdom of Solomon 5, those laser beams from the chariots. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight. When you prepare for something, you've been training for this moment. So that's why the Lord has been training them all these years, man, just to get destroyed in an hour and burnt them up every one, so that one upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Right, because when you read 2 Ezra's what's that 2 Ezra 16, the Lord said everybody in the military is gonna perish, man. You know, I gotta pick my words wisely, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of the video, but prophecy tells it that everybody in the military is gonna perish, man. 2 Ezra 16:33, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms, and the women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You see? So these things is coming to pass, man, whether you like it or believe it or not. The Lord is drying up the river so that the kings of the east may be prepared. Matter of fact, we can close out again with that precept, Revelation 16:21. Revelation 16 and 21. I mean, shit, not 21. 16 and 13, 12. That's where I got the 21 from. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And that's what you see here.
Has been left without drinking water.
الشجار نيبست
Husbands left without drinking water. Your husband should die of famine, as we just read. Husband shall perish of famine. Right? So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give honor and glory again to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone who will teach them sound doctrine, strong shalom, to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude, men, women, children. That the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Brother Rawchaa come back again to edify the elect. Lord willing, was edifying. Shalom.